Welcome to Voice Bootcamp, a global name in unified communication. Hello, my name is Faisal Khan, Cisco Voice Instructor and founder of Voice Bootcamp. In this particular chapter, we'll focus on the native components of CVP 9. Now, components that are part of the CVP solution are discussed in this particular chapter. Components that are external to CVP or part of the CVP solution, they will be discussed in the chapter number 3. Now, the native components of CVP includes call server, VXML server, operational server, CVP reporting server, and finally call studio. Additional devices that you're seeing here, such as the SIP proxy, ICM, call manager, they are part of non-native components, which will be described in next chapter. The call control service or call server, which house ICM, IVR, and SIP and HTTP services. All these three services can provide interaction between the CVP and their respective components. For example, SIP server will be used to communicate with ingress gateway or call manager or ICM devices. ICM service will be used to communicate between the CVP and contact center enterprise. IVR service, on the other hand, is responsible for communication. IVR server is responsible for creating VXML page, that is to implement CVP micro application based on VRU scripts. So IVR service kind of function as a VRU leg. So whenever it needs to execute a script in contact center, it will instruct the contact center enterprise to execute a certain script. Or when contact center needs to tell the CVP the certain script must be invoked or executed, then contact center will talk to CVP via the IVR servers as well. As part of version 9, when you install the call server, VXML server, call server, VXML server, and media server, they are combined into one installation. Prior to 9, you could have installed call server separately, VXML server separately, and media server separately as well. Now, the call control service, these services, when you the unified CVP service, they're not a separate Windows service. They're combined all into the same service called Cisco CVP call server. If you shut down that service, you're basically shutting down SIP service, ICM service, IVR services. Now, if you want to shut down the HTTP service, then you must shut down the CVP voice browser. As of version 9, Cisco does not recommend you to use HTTP as a call control protocol. Rather, it suggests you to use SIP. Now, the Voice XML server, which is a voice browser on iOS gateway, execute Voice XML document to service a call. A Voice XML server will execute advanced IVR application by exchanging Voice XML page with the gateway, which has a built-in voice browser. Like almost all other CVP component, it runs within the J2E enterprise application environment, such as Tomcat and many customer edit own application. Now, the Tomcat or WebSphere application server will be used to deliver the voice XML document via HTTP protocol. Now, if by default Cisco does not ship the voice WebSphere, you will have to purchase WebSphere separately. Now, it is common to integrate with the customer backend database to retrieve information about the customer. And in order to create this IVR application, you must use Call Studio to create such application. Using the Call Studio, once you create this application, either online or offline, you will then push that application to the VXML server to be there for whenever an application is requested. Now, reporting server, on the other hand, provide Informix database and reporting subsystem, which directly installed during the installation of the CVP. A reporting server will be used by the SIP, IVR, and VXML subsystem to send reporting event to the reporting subsystem using the message bus. Now, once this is done, then external applications such as Cisco Unified Intelligent Contact Center can be used to generate reports. Cisco Operation Console, which is basically a centralized web-based application to provide day-to-day administration is basically a single point for administration and managing the entire CVP solution. Now, in an environment, you can only have one operation console, managing up to God knows how many CVP solutions you can. Now, you can use this application to perform backup, perform configuration, application management, and system level reporting from that central location. Now, if you have a third-party devices or non-native devices that are working with CVP, those devices must be added as added to the CVP in order for the CVP to know them. Now, CVP Operation Console, which is also known as OMMP server, securely communicate with CVP component using the ORM protocol. Optionally use secure telnet or secure FTP to configure the iOS devices as well. Now, CVP sometimes can push configuration to the iOS. If it does require you to do that, then it will use the telnet or SFTP to do so. So these are the overview of the native components of CVP. The next chapter will focus on the non-native components of